Darren Waller Fantasy Outlook 2025. Is Dolphins TE a safe pick coming out of retirement? Darren Waller has come out of retirement and will suit up for the Miami Dolphins in 2025. He joins an already explosive Miami Dolphins offense that features weapons such as Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. However, what does that mean for Waller's fantasy football value in 2025? Let's dig into it here. According to Sportskeeda's fantasy draft simulation, isn't expected to have a great season fantasy-wise in 2025. The former retired tight end joins a new team with plenty of other pass catchers to compete with for receptions. Darren Waller Fantasy Outlook in 2025. Sportskeeda's fantasy draft simulation projects that he'll haul in 47 receptions for 565 yards and 2 touchdowns in 2025. While that may be a solid contribution from a tight end in terms of pure production from a football standpoint, that doesn't pose too well for fantasy football. On an offense in which he'll have to share receptions with Hill and Waddle, Waller may not see too many scoring opportunities sharing the field with their likes. Is Darren Waller a good pick in fantasy football this year? The outlook doesn't look great for Waller from a fantasy football perspective. While he may get a decent amount of receptions on the year, making him a solid consideration in PPR leagues, he's likely to see fewer scoring opportunities with Hill and Waddle on the outside. Devon Achane and quarterback Tua Tagovailoa will also swoop up a ton of touchdowns on the ground in the red zone. The only upside for Waller could be the potential to become a red zone monster if defenses focus on other Dolphins scoring threats. However, that possibility doesn't seem too likely. Where should you draft Darren Waller this year? Simply put, there are plenty more options worth considering at tight end. Waller is coming back after a year of retirement, at 32, and had already been on a downward trajectory production-wise in Las Vegas before deciding to walk away. He joins an offense that, although high-powered, has too many star offensive threats to spread the ball around to, meaning he'll likely get fewer looks than one would hope for from their starting fantasy tight end. If you're in a deep league with 10 or more players, Waller may be worth considering in the latter rounds. His current ADP in standard league sits at 219 and at 188 in PPR, according to Fantasy Pros. However, fantasy managers will likely be better served looking elsewhere at tight end in 2025.